Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It's November 14th. We're live, and this is not a recording. I can show you, actually, here on my phone. It is November 14th. We're live, and it's 8:03 a.m. where I'm at because I'm on the west side of the U.S., but it's 10 a.m. Eastern, and we go live every single Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Let me see if I can pull my microphone over here. All right, we'll see if this microphone still works. All right, there we go. Just fixing my microphone. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Joanne, if you can let me know if my microphone's working okay, that'd be great. Welcome in. Okay. Let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Give us a little thumbs up or a heart if you can hear me okay. We go live every single Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll bring on guests from our community or from our industry, and we'll chat a little bit about their journey online and how they got started. And we'll try to unpack a little bit about their strategy as well for getting started online, how they create content, all that good stuff. So no guarantees, but if you do have questions for the guest or for the host, I guess myself, you can put them in the chat. Sometimes those help facilitate conversation a little bit. Today, our guest, Camila, is down in Florida, originally from Cuba, I believe. And she's going to share with us a little bit about how she got started on social media and TikTok and such. And we'll share her social media handles a little bit later on the show. Camila, what's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here.
Of course.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on. What tell us a little bit about you and your story. I mean, you grew up in Cuba and now you're in Florida. Tell us a little bit about that journey and how you or why and how you decided to come online.
Okay. So, yeah, like 6 years ago, I came from Cuba following the American dream. I got my job. I was really excited. I was like, wow. I thought I was living the dream. I went to school, went to 4 years of college. And then I was like, oh my God, this is so expensive here. Because I wanted to become a vet. That's what I wanted. But it was just so expensive and so long. It was like 8 more years.
Yep.
So I was thinking of going somewhere else. So I dropped out and I was saving money. I was working as a waitress. But like deep inside, you're thinking all the time, like, is this really what I wanted? Is this really what I want to do? And I remember a girl who sat me down and she was like, Camila, but what do you really want to do? I'm like, my dream is to travel all over the world, like not to be the vet, it's to travel all over the world. But I thought that was the step that I needed to take to be able to do that. But so I was actually searching for ways to make money while I was in school. I was like, online is the only way. So I started searching. But that day I came home at night and I didn't have TikTok at that time. It was so funny. I didn't have it because I thought it was like kind of silly.
Yeah,
But
like a little kids thing or something.
Yeah. I'm like, this is so silly. Like, how many more social media am I gonna have? So yeah. And my boyfriend, he was the one who told me that he was watching Calvin Hill go live.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he told me like, Camila, there's this thing called affiliate marketing. And I was like, oh my God, like that sounds like so simple.
Sure.
So yeah, and then inside of the ebook, I found Legendary, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, love the course and say one. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, and then I shifted. Like I maybe don't need school.
Yeah, right. You're like, maybe I found a different kind of school or a different kind of education or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny how like there's been a lot of people. There's this girl a while ago, Victoria, who's like, yeah, she said something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, but she said something to the effect of like, yeah, I just finished my college degree and I got more value out of the 15-day challenge than I did all 4 years of college.
Oh my God,
And I was like,
yes.
"Oh, that sounds
Mm-hmm.
cool, but also sad." You know, like just because of how
Yeah.
expensive it is. But
Mm-hmm.
so you found us, and then you start the 15-day challenge. What was that process like of starting the challenge? In terms of compare it to like traditional education that you've got, because it is a lot different. Did you find that you had the internal motivation to do most of the training yourself, or like how did that go?
Oh my God, I was really excited since day one. Like I have somewhere here, I saw it. It says 15-day business builder challenge, day one. It was back in March.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I was really,
Cool.
really excited. Like, nobody told me to do it. I just saw the video and right away I bought it, you know.
Damn.
Yeah. And I
Cool.
I since day one I was like, oh my God, this is so much information I didn't know about. I was
Yeah,
like,
it is. Yeah, once you see it, once you discover sort of how affiliate marketing works, or even just selling digital information, right? Courses, consulting, all that kind of stuff, and you're like, wow, that all happens on the internet. That's kind of crazy.
mm-hmm.
Um, It really has changed and shifted everything. I'm still I sound a little bit like a dinosaur when I'm like, "The internet's changed everything," and people are like, "Yeah, no shit, dude."
But yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
think? Like, we've known that for a while, but it is really true,
Yeah.
and I think it is still a revolutionary discovery for a lot of people who
Mhm.
just discover like, "Wow, you're right." Like, it is a massive deal, and it is a really cool way to earn income online
Mhm.
by selling courses or by selling digital information in particular.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so you come online, you've been on some social media apps before and you're familiar with them, but never really made TikTok videos or never really created content to educate people.
No.
Um, So tell us about going from a consumer just watching videos to a creator actually making videos and producing content and because in a really quick time, March to November sounds like a long time, but that's pretty quick. Like that's pretty fast. You went from this is a totally new idea
Mhm.
to I'm now a content producer, creator and producer and director and editor and all of this stuff. And now you're making money on the internet.
Yeah.
Tell us about that process of becoming that creator.
So yeah, it was, before this I kind of like did an MLM, but I guess I did it like for fun.
Mm, yeah.
Didn't really treat it like a business. And so, but yeah, it was like different. Like it was like so different.
Mhm.
Starting to make content. My first video was horrible. It
Yeah.
was so funny. It was just me going like this.
Just like
It was so
pointing around at words.
yeah, like
Yeah. Right.
it was really, really yeah, crazy video.
That's
But I
funny.
enjoy it. Like I really have fun, creating content. At the beginning, it's like a little hard and
Mhm.
because you have like no idea like what you do, but you're trying to kind of model people, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
what you do until it gets easier.
Right, right, right. I
Yeah.
think that Dave, the way that he describes this, I find so helpful, which is like basically in those early days, you're doing more of sharing rather than having a bunch of original ideas. And as you sort of share your way to your first sale, I'm sharing ideas or I'm sharing an idea I saw somewhere else or like, wow, I just discovered, this. And it's mostly sharing ideas and just kind of growing a little bit of a following like, "Hey, I'm interesting. Hey, I have interesting
Yeah.
things to say." And then
Mhm.
as you grow, sort of like William just said right here, it's about finding your voice and you learn
Yep.
to find that over
Mhm.
time.
Yep. Yep.
What so as you grow and as you figure that process out, you're on TikTok. I'm assuming maybe you're on some other apps or stuff,
Yeah.
YouTube or Instagram or some other stuff too. What struggles have you had? What hurdles have you had to overcome?
A lot.
I'm
A
sure we all
lot,
do.
yeah.
What's been
Yeah,
the hardest part about the journey?
uh, gosh. So one thing, like, I struggle a lot, like, to tell my story through the, through my content,
Hmm.
because it happens so crazy. I was like, what, how do I want to tell this story? You know what I mean? Like, it happened so crazy. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even put it together inside my mind. So yeah, it's like you said, as you
Mm.
go, you start seeing what works, how people relate to you, and then you
Yep.
get clarity on your story too. So that was, yeah, that was a big thing. Another thing, I had a bunch of issue with funnels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had them all. I wasn't collecting
All.
leads for months, and I was like, I didn't even check at the beginning.
Hey, I have been
Yeah.
there so many times. I have been there so many times, and oh god, I just, it sucks. It sucks, and you're always like,
Yeah.
"How did I do this? Why did I do this?"
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
remember
feel that.
I emailed Drew, and he was like, he was laughing too, like, oh my God, you just need a little switch here. I was like, oh my God. But
Well,
fix it and you keep going, and that's it.
yeah.
You keep
Yeah, I
pushing.
mean, I think that the little techie things like that where you miss a switch or you miss a button or you miss a like that is part of the journey and
Yeah.
process of figuring it all out is just
Hmm.
I think if everybody can give us a little give Camila a little hand clap emoji in the chat because um that little insight, that little nugget is really powerful to me because any person who's starting out and going through this journey, there's a lot of people who struggle with the idea of figuring out as they go because that kind of a mistake is a mistake that a lot of people are scared to make. I've made it a million times, and it's actually mind blowing to think about how many times that I've had that happen. But it just is. It's one of those things that as you make that mistake, now moving forward, you're always gonna kind of, "Oh, I remember, like, I
Yeah.
messed that up,
And
like, I
I
gotta
check
go
now.
double check this."
Yeah.
And it's sort of like learning anything, and you
Mhm.
fall off a bike a
Yeah.
couple times, and it's like, "Well, I need to stop doing this one thing when I'm on the bike, like, this is not a good thing." But,
Hmm.
figuring out as you go and being willing to make mistakes and screw up and go a couple months not generating leads. Like that's totally normal part of the process.
Yeah.
That's what I love about these wake up shows is you get the
Mhm.
real insight into like this is just hey,
Mhm. Yeah.
I did this last month too. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one who's jacking up my autoresponder, So um all right, outside of that and some techie things and some content creation and finding your voice,
Mhm.
um, what's been sort of ways in which you've felt maybe that you've grown or that you've been challenged and stretched and you've grown or expanded your capacity as like a business owner or entrepreneur?
I think mostly mindset.
Mm,
That, yeah, you just have to switch, some many things inside of the brain. You know what I mean? Like, old beliefs and what society has taught you, and what your parents tell you, and what your whole family tells you. So it's just switching and keep growing. And at the beginning, I had the wrong approach. I was just
yeah.
thinking of commissions, and I want to make the commission. I want to make the commission, but I wasn't thinking on helping people. You know,
Mm,
as soon as I made that switch, boop, everything, started. I made the my first high ticket commission when I switched. So that's,
mm.
I think mindset to me
Wow.
being like the hardest, yeah, like my biggest, yeah,
Did
asset.
you did you have any like mindset stuff around wealth or money? Like or how you grew up or what were some of like because we talk a little bit in the challenge about programming, right? And how we've
Mhm.
got this program that we kind of run through our head, we rerun over and over and over again. And I'm wondering if did you have any of that type of programming that you had to sort of, it's like, I don't have a wire in front of me, but like, it's sort of like unplug the wire, move it over here, plug it back in. Let's change the wiring here and here. Did you have
Yeah.
anything like that?
Like the thing about school, oh my God. When I told my mom and dad, that was like, you're crazy.
Right, right,
I'm
right.
gonna see. Just give me time. Yeah, that was a thing because I was taught
Yeah.
to work, have a job, go to school, like
Yeah.
people, and I had to like, no, Camila, like convince yourself. There's no plan B, there's plan A, and you're gonna make it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I had to work on it, and believe in yourself because that's so hard when you're not making anything at the beginning. The first month is like hard. So
There's a lot of self-doubt that first couple of months, right?
there is,
It's like,
there
okay,
is, yeah,
that lingering question. I remember asking that question so many times, like, is this ever going to work? Like, am I
yeah.
ever gonna make a single penny on the internet? Like, what is going on?
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
remember that so clearly.
yeah. And taking risks, like spending money on you, like on your
Mm,
education, that's a big thing because I remember when
yeah,
the blueprints came, I was at that time I was saving money for school, and the thoughts that had to go through my mind, so I was able, to buy and go through them. It was like, well, like we all spend this like $80,000 and more, and we go into debt for going to school. Like, why am I not gonna spend this on me? You know what I mean? If it can give me more than school can give me. So that's, like switching a little bit here and a little bit
right.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, makes
And on
sense.
you, so you can, build up those skills.
Mhm.
Yeah. And grow.
Yeah, it is funny because you have to a certain extent, invest time, money, resources
Hmm.
into yourself, and it's a different type than college or university, and it's, I would say the value proposition is a lot better. Like, a lot of times people are like $2,500. But the truth is like, yeah, in the grand scheme, you could spend 40, 80, whatever. Like, my wife went to school for whatever, mental health therapy, and it was something like $50,000 for just her grad school,
Yeah.
and just the grad school. And I think that, you know, as she comes out of that, a lot of mental health therapists, social workers, they might make $40,000 to $60,000 as an entry level job, 40 to 60,000 a year. And to me, I'm a little bit like, wow, like, that's a pretty shitty value proposition.
Hmm.
Given that, with an education like the challenge or our business blueprints or something, that's
Yep.
something that you can literally, you can pay that off in even if you financed something at $2,500, you could pay that off in a few months or a year or something like that, even if you don't have a high paying job.
Yep.
And and even if you never made a dime back from it ever, like,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
2,500 bucks, you can figure it out. It's
Exactly.
doable. But the
Mhm.
on the borrowing of $60,000, that changes things a little bit. That's gonna be, for some people, a lifetime. It's
Mhm.
like, so I do feel a bit like, the investment in yourself is a smart investment when you're learning real skills. I think
Mhm.
that that's the big kicker, is when you're learning actual transferable skills, and the skills of lead generation and traffic generation and getting followers and getting people's attention and doing an autoresponder, and then also doing like uh doing an autoresponder, doing email integrations, email automation, all that stuff is just skills that you can put on your resume. And even if you wanted to go get a job, you could go get a job in lead generation. And you could be like, hey, I don't have a great degree. I'm not a marketing major or something, but I've got real skills. Like,
Mhm.
I can figure this out, and I promise you that I can, generate some results. And the value proposition of what you pay versus the ROI that'll come to you over a long period of time, even short period of time. I mean, you're making money from your own business, 6 or 8 months later or something like that. But the overall value that you can bring into the marketplace is massive. And I think that that's really powerful. And I'm glad you hit on that, because that's a big piece where, I might come on here and say something like, wow, our business blueprints are so valuable, and they are, but it's like, okay, Matt, you work for the company. Of course you're going to say that,
Yeah.
but I think that seeing that mindset and that mentality of like, I'm going after this, and there's nothing more valuable than making me more valuable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really powerful. That's cool.
Mhm.
I'm glad you got that out. And it seems like a lot of people get that from the challenge and get that from our community, which is like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm
Mhm.
the valuable asset. I'm going to put my investments into me. And it's a total shift, man. It's a total
Yeah.
shift from how the world thinks and how we've kind of been trained to think.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now I have a like account warning on TikTok. I'm on view only mode for, like community violations.
Right.
And I'm go like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I know how to build it again. You know what I mean? Like I'm not scared. I've learned how
Yeah.
to do so. I'm like, okay, TikTok.
Yeah.
We'll see again.
Yeah, it happens to
Yeah.
everybody, and it usually doesn't last long. It's part of the game. I've seen that happen to everybody in every industry. It happens over and over and over again. And from the weight loss industry to the virtually every industry, I've seen this happen to people who are coaches, consultants, um, sell their own digital products in almost every industry. Um, as you start to generate leads and as you start to make some sales, what's been sort of the biggest what strategy has had the best ROI? Meaning, like, what have you been doing on social media to gain followers, to get people's attention, to build your email list?
Well, I've been trying, like I model some people
And,
and
and by that you mean you've got sort of people that you'll go find on social media and get ideas from and be like,
yeah.
wow, that
Mhm.
style video seemed to
Mhm.
really work.
Yeah.
I should try something like that.
Hmm.
Okay.
That, and I'm scrolling and I see a viral like sound that I go like, oh, I could use this. And sometimes I just get like 200 views, but sometimes it works. So
Yeah.
yeah, never know. You just gotta try.
Yes.
Yeah, and just
Another
your
great tip.
story with that
Mm.
viral sound, and yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I think I don't know, at least to me, one thing that you implied there, but you didn't say explicitly, is as you're going through TikTok, I'm guessing, made a mental shift from going from just like, I'm consuming and I'm scrolling and I'm consuming and I'm scrolling, to now you're sort of looking through the lens of like, I wonder if I could try that. Oh, interesting. I think that worked. I should try that.
It's so funny. Like you don't consume social media anymore. You go through it. Like you scroll. You have to scroll, but it's like thinking like, what can I use? You know what I mean? It's like so funny.
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. That's exactly. And when you're sitting on social media, man, it's so easy to get sucked down the rabbit hole, and suddenly you're watching funny videos and you're cracking up, and then you're like, where did the last 2 hours
It
go?
happens.
I
I gotta go like Camila, focus.
Yeah. So let me share my screen real quick. And I thought what would be fun is if we did, and people let me know in the comments if you want us to do this. I'm gonna do it either way, but let me know if you find this valuable. So let me pull this open. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Might be a little small, but
Yeah.
um so I just searched dog training on TikTok, And so when you talk about modeling and you talk about finding other ideas, I think one powerful way that I've found to do this, and you can give your tips and advice here too, this would be great. Is, let's say I'm in the dog training niche. One of the things that I find to be really powerful is this little tool called Sort for TikTok. And let me see. I think I'm going to need to share my screen a little bit bigger. Hang on one second.
Yeah, I've did that before. I saw it a decade in a day. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen again?
mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So can you see Sort for TikTok here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for everybody who's watching, there's this little tool called Sort for TikTok, and you can install it as a Google Chrome extension. And then basically what happens is, let's say I want to search dog training. All right. And then I want to go to, let's do beta dog training. I'm going to go to this person's channel here. And it's some sort of a dog trainer. Okay, great. All right. So if I hit sort for TikTok, what it's going to do is sort all of this person's videos by most watched to least watched. So one powerful little tip, or one powerful tool that you can use to find viral videos and videos that have gotten lots and lots of content, is to just do sort for TikTok. So then if I click on this,
people consider getting a Shiva because they've seen them in pictures and memes and they're super cute, but they've never actually met them.
Okay, so it'll start to give me ideas.
So I would say
on what types of content this is that's working for this particular type of audience, and in that particular niche. And I think that that's really powerful when you're trying to get ideas for content creation, and you're trying to, what you said, model off of other people's content. I think, the only downside is potentially that some of those videos can be older. So you kind of want to, as you're looking through it, also just be mindful of, like, was this video made 4 years ago, or was it made 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Because you'd like it to be more recent stuff that you're, is more in tune with the algorithm and stuff like that. As you're modeling, as you're figuring all of that out, do you create content like a couple times a day? Do you have a scheduled routine, or do you just kind of do it when you have time?
Well, when I started, I was doing like content every day, like creating like 3 videos every day.
Mm-hmm.
But then, when you have a full time, it's so like annoying to be doing that every day. So,
Yep.
and I started to batch content,
Cool.
make a whole in my day,
Yeah.
and then I will have it for the week.
Amazing.
So that's how I started doing it. Then I would go, through the week, like during the week, I would look for ideas and I would send it. I would send it to the TikTok accounts.
Yep.
And, yeah. Oh, at first I had one account. I would post 3 times a day, 3 to 4 times a day.
Okay.
But then since I have 2, like I wanted to create like a backup account. So I was doing 2 and 1 and 2 on the other one. So twice a day.
Nice. When you do batched content, for everybody who's watching, that just means she creates a bunch of content on one single day for the whole week, basically. When you do that, are you literally making like 15 videos?
Yes.
Nice. That's amazing.
Account, like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But if you think about it in terms of like a job or something, it takes a few hours, but so does any other job.
3 hours and I'm done. So
it's amazing. And the cool part is that stuff works for you. I've been thinking about this more in terms of like low leverage work versus high leverage work, because everything's work. Everything's going to require work, take work.
Yeah.
It's going to take time. But think about like a plumber. So a plumber only gets paid when they're on a job site and they've got a wrench in their hand and they're connecting some pipes or tearing something apart. It's the only time that they are going to make any money.
Yeah.
As where, okay, I'm going to spend 3 hours making content. I'm not going to get paid while I'm doing that content. That's whatever. But I've got all this content now for a whole week, and all I have to do is hit post.
Yeah.
And then these videos are going to put me and my message out in front of the world all
Mhm.
day, every day, 24/7, 365. And
Mhm.
I don't have to be on the app. I don't have to be anywhere in the world in particular at all. I don't even have to be awake. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have to be conscious. I can be dreaming about, making money in my sleep. I can just be sleeping, just like, oh, I bet
Yeah.
I'm making money right now. And that's a high leverage skill. It's a really powerful idea. At least to me, I find that really powerful because it makes you rethink everything that you do, every task, everything that's like, man, I keep doing this every single day. It's like, how do I automate that? Or how do I leverage that a little bit more so that I can free up more of my time, free up
Yeah.
more of my energy, right?
Mhm.
Um, Man, that's really powerful. And then you're also, really focused in for those couple of hours that you're creating content.
Yeah.
You're really focused about what ideas I'm having and where do I want to take my content, and my messaging now sounds. I find that people's messaging sounds really congruent. The
Mhm.
message overall sounds very similar and stuff. It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Um, do you so you also have your backup account, and we'll put that up for people to go follow you on, as you're posting content, and growing multiple accounts, which is amazing. What's your other account? How many followers were you at?
So in one of them, the one that is like
View
count,
only.
that's like 6,000 something.
Wow.
The backup in it's like almost 2,000, like 1,700 followers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, I think. Oh,
then
go ahead.
I'm doing YouTube, Instagram, which is like it's been really hard, but YouTube, it's been working out really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm growing subscribers there, generating leads, and Facebook
Awesome.
Reels. I do too, like all of them.
Yeah, you have to be on all of them. You have to, um because they're all competing with each other.
Hmm.
They're competing with each other um to give you attention and give you, I they're adjusting their algorithms to compete with TikTok, to compete with Instagram, to compete with Facebook, and they're all competing against each other. And their competition is just your benefit because they're trying to figure out ways for you to get more attention, get more leads, etc. So
Yeah.
super, super cool. I love that. What's the plan going forward? You've got 60 whatever 6,000 followers or whatever. We'll have everybody go follow you. Are you able to go live on that one or no?
I've been well, yeah, yeah. Like yesterday, I did a live. Like it doesn't let me post, but it lets me go live. So
Totally.
yeah.
Super cool. Is
Hmm.
it so from that one, that's a beautiful strategy, by the way. And you can get, one tip I might have on that is, as people come and watch you go live on that, is you can say like, hey, comment, make sure to give lots of hearts and likes, because that positive interaction on an account that's view only will really help you. Um, but yeah, you can encourage your crowd and your followers to do that. But man, really powerful. Going forward, as you're posting your content, is there anything? What's the strategy going forward to build multiple accounts on multiple different platforms?
Well, now I want to like focus more on going live, because every time I see somebody here on the Wake Up Legendary, I've seen that how it's helped. So
Yeah.
yeah, I focus more on conversions because leads,
Yep.
I'm generating leads every day.
Yep.
Um, but I want to make sure I'm converting those leads. So
Yeah.
that's like my next step now.
Yeah. Yeah. When you think of cold, warm, and hot,
Mhm. Yeah.
one of the best ways to take some people who are in that middle ground over to really hot buyers, I call it like a buyer frenzy, is to, go live and really connect with people and break through some of the layers of resistance and um, go straight into sort of, hey, I'm real. I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Look, it's nice to meet you, you know, and that sort of, it's like, okay, I really get a sense for who this person is. That's different than just a post on their TikTok
Yeah,
page.
it is definitely. So yeah, I'm working on that now. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Have you gone live much yet so far, aside
Well,
from yesterday?
yeah, I actually started like a month ago, but then I
Cool.
had this like citizenship interview, so I was like focusing on that so I could,
Cool. Get
um, uh,
citizenship.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this, and
Cool.
then I went back to going live like yesterday because yeah. So yeah, I recently quit my job
Wow.
because I'm just gonna take the risk. I have like
Cool.
some savings and I'm just gonna go all in because it's just like so tiring when you come from work with the feelings from your work. It just takes
Mhm.
to me it just takes so much focus out of your business that I'm like no. Like
Yeah, I
trying my
feel that.
boyfriend was like, yeah, what are you risking by staying in your 9 to 5? What are you risking if if you leave your 9 to 5? I was like, gosh, I'm gonna take the risk. So
Cool.
yeah, and now I'm focusing. I'm going live. The backup account in the mornings. I'm going live on the second account at nights, and yeah,
Wow.
do it every day.
That's amazing. I will tell you what, the power of going live every single day, it will change who you are as an entrepreneur. And if you push through those first few days, I'll tell everybody on this, when you push through those first few days of going live and you start doing it regularly, if you want to know one of the fastest ways to start to build authority and start to build your confidence and self-esteem on the internet, it's going live.
Mm.
Because man, sitting in front of you're
Oh my
sweating, you're
god,
nervous and
it's
shaking, and you gotta,
scary.
basically when you're done, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I have to go shower because I just sweat so much and I'm like
Oh,
disgusting. But once you get a month or two into it, it's just kind of like you've seen all the questions you're gonna get.
yeah.
You've had all the trolls, you've had all the people that are just like stupid and just like, and now you're in a place where you're like, okay, I actually know what people want to learn. I know what people want to know,
Yeah.
and I can really like take my time and give them what they need and help them. Like you said, let's bring this full circle. Actually help people.
Oh, exactly.
And man, that's really powerful.
Mhm.
Um cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, awesome. This has been really powerful. What I'll give you the last word to our audience. What for people who are here and they're new and they're like, man, they're thinking through, oh gosh, I don't know if I could start creating videos and it's a little scary to hit post and I'm a little nervous. What would you say to those people? And also, here, let's take a question from the audience. What do you talk about when you first start going live? So on videos, but also just in going live or posting videos when you're new, you know, how do you get started? What are some of the first things that you talk about? I mean, how do you, it's a little nerve wracking. What did you start with?
Yeah. So I kind of create like a little framework, that I can go through,
Like an
start
outline?
exactly. I start with my
Oh,
with how I found this, what freelance digital marketing is, like some objections that
mm,
people may have, like it's
cool.
not this, it's not that. And then I show my computer, I show a little bit about Amazon. And then I try like some
Smart.
I remember because oh my god, it's so hard to for me it's just so hard to keep everything in mind. And it's because
Yeah.
you're just, like looking at yourself is so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. So yeah, like I show my computer and then I show a little bit of the 15-day challenge and I go through that all the
Cool.
yeah.
So you actually take a little bit of an outline and
Yeah.
you kind of go through that just to give yourself a little structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
smart.
Yeah.
And even for TikTok videos, this sounds a little crazy, but one powerful idea that I think is cool is taking, and you can even like tape like paper on the back and have it like stick up above your screen, you know, so you have your little outline, and it's just like you have it there the whole time and you're like, oh yeah, I remember this, or I remember that, or whatever, you know, like a postcard or something. I've done that before, just to keep myself on pace and keep kind of an outline of where I'm going. But for somebody who's new and hasn't posted a video yet, but they're creating their TikTok account, what would you say to that person who's a little scared to hit post?
Just get out of your head and just do it, because you never know what's gonna happen, and it's not the end of the world. You just hit post and that's it. You feel like a relief inside, like, oh my god, I did it. Yeah,
It's like, just fear up to the point of hitting post.
Exactly. Once you do it, you did it. You know, it's like when I first, like, I wasn't so scared about posting because, you know, I was like in social media before, but going live, oh my god, it was so funny. Like, I even have the replay because I need to keep that for future. You know? Yeah, I went live and I was so scared. Like shaking, like my face goes like, and I hit like stop right there.
So you kept that recording?
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, good.
Because
there's yeah. There's gonna be a time. Where you know, in a year or two, or maybe now, where, you know, you're gonna be talking about how you got started on the internet. And you know, as you're going through slides or whatever, maybe it's a presentation for a sales presentation or something, or maybe you start selling your own digital course and you're going to be like, hey, have you ever tried to like post on the internet or post on social media or go live and you look like this? And then you pull up that video and you're like, look, I get it. I've been there before. You know, look at how crazy I look at this.
It was literally 5 seconds long.
I love it. You're like, go live. No. Undo. Stop. That's hilarious. Yeah, you just got to hit post, right?
Exactly. Just do it. And if you're scared, that means that you have to keep doing it.
Totally. And the reward and the payoff is what?
Oh my god. Like, I've shifted so much, like mindset. Yeah. You know, when I saw the first high ticket commission, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. You know, like, yeah, really rewarding. It's really rewarding. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing. Keep pushing. Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so I've got Create Freedom with Camila 3, right? Is that the right account? Okay. Well, Camila, thanks for coming on the show today. And if you want to message us, send us an email back in, like, let's say 60 days and 2 months. Set a reminder on your phone. And then at the beginning of the year, we'd love to have you back on.
Sure. I would love to.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
See ya. Okay, you can follow Camila on TikTok at Create Freedom with Camila 3. So it's Create Freedom with, and then Camila is spelled Camila, and then it's the number 3. Create Freedom with Camila 3. Guys, we go live every single Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, you can join us again tomorrow. I'm, by the way, guest hosting the rest of this week. So I will be guest hosting all Monday through Friday this week. Tune in, 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you again back here tomorrow on our Facebook page.